Hey everyone, and welcome. Before we jump in, just a quick reminder, make sure you subscribe to us and our awesome sister channel, Bazuk Para. Go ahead and like the video, and definitely hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. All right, let's get right into it. How does a scattered group of nomadic tribes suddenly become a powerhouse empire that changes the world? Well, for the Asian Huns, the answer really boils down to one visionary leader, Mete Han, and two brilliant inventions that would literally shape military history for thousands of years. And that is no exaggeration. I mean, think about that quote for a second. Professor Ahmed Tashal says, "The system Mete Han built is so solid, so fundamental, that it's still around today." So who was this guy who cast such an impossibly long shadow? To understand the innovator, first, you have to understand the survivor. Mete Han's early life wasn't exactly a walk in the park. It was more like a crash course in betrayal and political survival. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. His own father, the founder of the empire, is convinced by his new wife to get rid of Mete. So what does he do? He sends Mete as a hostage to a rival tribe, and then attacks that same tribe, basically hoping his own son gets killed in the chaos. But here's the kicker. Mete escapes. This incredible act of survival forces his father to give him some reluctant respect and command of 10,000 soldiers, a decision Teoman would seriously come to regret. So, having survived the ultimate betrayal, Mete knew one thing for sure. To get anything done, he needed more than just soldiers. He needed an army bound to him by absolute, unquestioning loyalty. And the tool he invented to forge that loyalty was nothing short of genius. Meet the whistling arrow, or chavushoku. This thing was a game changer. By carving small holes in the arrowhead, he created a projectile that didn't just fly, it screamed through the air. In a battle, the sound of thousands of these would be absolutely terrifying for the enemy, but its real purpose was even smarter. It was a signaling device. It was a way to give a single clear command to his entire army, instantly, right in the middle of a chaotic fight. And the story of how he trained his men is legendary and pretty ruthless. He laid down one simple, brutal rule. Wherever my whistling arrow hits, you shoot your arrow there. No questions, no hesitation. And then he tested them. First, he fires his whistling arrow at his own favorite horse. Some of the soldiers pause, they hesitate, and he has every single one of them executed on the spot. Then he does it again, this time aiming at his favorite wife. Again, anyone who hesitates is killed. The lesson was learned. So when they're all on a hunt, and Mete aims his whistling arrow directly at his father, Teoman, this time nobody hesitated. Just like that, Mete Han was the new ruler. Okay, so he's got an army forged in absolute loyalty. Step one, check. But a loyal army without structure is just a mob. So now, Mete introduces his second great innovation, a system that would create what many consider the world's first modern professional army. The year to remember is 209 BCE. This is when Mete officially rolled out his new military organization. And this date is so important, it's actually recognized today as the official founding date of the modern Turkish land forces. That's how big a deal this was. So what was this system? It was just elegantly simple. It's all based on the number 10. You start with a squad of 10 soldiers, led by an onbashi. 10 of those squads form a company of 100. 10 of those form a division of 1,000, all the way up to the 2 men, a massive force of 10,000 soldiers. Every single person knew who they reported to, creating a perfect, unbreakable chain of command. And this is why it was so revolutionary. You have to understand, before this, armies were basically just a messy collection of guys loyal to their own little tribe or clan. Mete's system completely shattered that. Now, your loyalty wasn't to your cousin, the clan chief, it was to your commander in the army. Rank wasn't about who your dad was, it was about how good you were. This created a disciplined, merit-based war machine where the son of a rich lord and a poor herdsman could serve side by side. It was a total game changer. You know, digging into these huge ideas that shaped history is what we love to do. If you're finding this interesting, it would be awesome if you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. So with his loyal, hyper-organized army ready to go, Mete Han was finally set to build his empire. And his very first act as a true leader was to define the very idea of a homeland. So, the story goes, a neighboring tribe, the Donghu, decided to test this new young leader. They demanded his most prized horse. His advisors were furious, but Mete just gave it to them. Then, they demanded his favorite wife. Again, he agreed. But then, they asked for a piece of useless, barren wasteland on the border. And that's when Mete drew the line. He famously declared, "The land is the foundation of the state. It is not mine to give." His point was clear. A horse, a wife, those are personal property. But the land? The land belongs to the people. He then declared war and absolutely crushed the Donghu. After uniting all the tribes on the steppe and establishing this powerful, secret idea of the homeland, Mete turned his gaze to the ultimate prize, the massive, powerful Han dynasty in China. And you have to appreciate the supreme confidence. As he was getting ready to invade, his own advisor was supposedly terrified by the size of the Chinese army and asked if they should turn back. Mete's legendary reply, "Retreat? I'm worried about where I'm going to bury all these Chinese." He then went on to become the first Turkic ruler to ever cross the Great Wall. Mete Han's victories built a huge empire, that's for sure. But his real lasting legacy is just how incredibly durable his systems turned out to be. I mean, this timeline is just staggering when you think about it. The decimal system he created in 209 BCE gets picked up by the Gogturks centuries later. Then it's adopted by the Seljuks, who use it to conquer their own huge territories. And after that, it becomes the foundation of the Ottoman Empire's military for 600 years. And even today, the basic structure of squads, companies, and divisions is still the foundation for most modern armies all over the world. And this influence didn't just stay in the East. This whole model of a disciplined, powerful steppe confederation was eventually carried west. It became the blueprint for the European Hun Empire under leaders like Attila, an empire that completely redrew the map of Europe and helped bring about the fall of the Western Roman Empire. So it all leaves us with this one big question. This was never just about winning a few battles. It was about creating a system. How is it possible that two simple ideas, one for creating absolute loyalty and another for creating perfect organization, could be so powerful that they would go on to define military success for empires across continents for more than 2,000 years? It's an incredible legacy to think about. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and of course, go check out our sister channel, Bozuk Para. We'll see you in the next one.